Tariffs on Chinese goods just shot up to 145%, and the ripple effect could soon be hitting your wallet. From higher prices at the store to uncertain business planning, a lot of Americans out there are wondering what this means for their money. Here to help us make sense of it all and offer some practical money tips, our money and business expert, Derek Kinney. Hi, Derek.
Hi, Dia. Good to see you.
Well, look, these tariffs sound like some big numbers, right? 145%, 125%. But does that actually mean, what does it mean for everyday consumers?
If only people's raises were that amount, that'd be a whole different story, right? The key with this is brace yourself for higher expenses. And here's how this typically works. Big ticket items get affected first. So think about cars, refrigerators, dishwashers, anything that's typically with a comma in it, you're going to see higher prices. And these tariffs, especially with China, we're going to see quite a bit there. And keep in mind, so much of what we buy is from China, and because those goods may not make it over here, we're going to be forced to pay higher prices to replace what we would have bought at a cheaper price. So consumers need to be really prepared right now to say, look, if we don't have to buy it, don't buy it right now.
Well, how are small businesses being impacted right now, Derek, and what can they do to manage those rising costs?
Well, unfortunately, they get caught in the downdraft here. So when people are concerned about the bigger picture, they then think about, look, I don't maybe need to eat out 5 times a week, maybe 3 times a week. Or instead of buying the name brand, I'll buy the store brand. Or maybe I won't buy a nicer gift for somebody. So small businesses are typically the victim of this sort of tariff crime, if you will. And so business owners right now need to be very focused on who are their clients, how can they add more value to those people, and even consider taking lessons back from COVID when people brought, home delivery, curbside delivery. What else can you do to add more value for the least amount of effort to keep not only your business going, but keep it profitable as well?
We hear that some of these retailers out here are bracing for impact. When will shoppers start feeling these price hikes a little more acutely?
Well, you can make a case they're starting to feel it right now. We are seeing consumer confidence numbers drop off. So every month there's a survey that asks people, how comfortable do you feel about the economy? And what we're finding is tariffs are like bad medicine. They're causing people to have this visceral reaction that's negative. And when people feel nervous, anxious, worried, I might lose my job, I might not have money to put my kids through to college, they automatically clamp down, and it has this opposite effect. It's very much like a pendulum effect. So until we see some level from the president and the White House talking about here's a sense of normalcy, people are going to be on edge. And when they are, they tend to spend less. And that is not good for the local economy or the national economy.
Derek, we can't let you get out of here without asking, what's your best advice for those families and business owners who do want to protect their finances during all the trade tension and uncertainty?
Well, not that you want to add a whole nother layer of stress, but I always think it's important to have real conversations with your kids and your family. Listen, they need to know that when mom and dad are stressed more and what that means to the family, letting your kids know, look, we need to make some tougher financial choices over the next couple months. Wanted to let you know so it's not shock and awe, and let your kids in on that discussion on ways you can help them save money. But for a business owner right now, rally the troops, talk about, look, we're going to be incentivizing all of you from the office administrator to the vice president. If you bring in new business, we're going to incentivize you to do that. So now everybody on your team is part of your sales force. It's all hands on deck right now.
And a rising tide raises all boats, as they say.
That's exactly right.
Derek Kinney, our money and business expert, always appreciate your insight. Thank you for joining us.